Hi, this is Colleen Oshab, Marketing Specialist at Keller Williams Success Realty, and this is a quick how to be compliant. Great for new agents, but also great for our seasoned agents, especially as they build teams and get new logos and all the things. So I just want to make sure that you guys know how to be compliant and protect your businesses, because in the end, that's what it's all about, right? So you can grow your business successfully and keep that money in your pocket and protect yourselves. So I'm just going to go through some sample graphics that I've created. All of these graphics are compliant and each in their own way. So this is super important. So anytime I talk about making a graphic, it's when I'm making a design like this. So there's different elements. There's not just a picture, there's text, there's logos, there's my headshot put on top of a picture, etc., etc. So this is very different than you just posting a picture of your headshot or a picture of a house onto social media, because you can not make a design and just post the picture. There is different compliance for that, so that we're going to go through at the end. But for the beginning, I'm going to talk about any sort of designs. Now, this design is for just listed. You can do, just sold, all the above. I actually can create those for you and make it super easy to be compliant. But if you do decide to make your own designs, then this is how you stay compliant. So the first thing is, no matter what, you need to include the Keller Williams Success Realty logo. It's the one that looks like this. There are a couple of color options that include like the KW red, gray, white, etc. You cannot change the colors of these logos. So the ones you receive from me or from Kim, you need to keep those colors. So you can't make this pink or blue or that sort of thing. And this is the layout. So it has to stay stacked like this with the KW Success Realty and then Keller Williams below. The logos you get from me also have the compliance statement, which you need to include on every single real estate post. So it's every office is independently owned and operated. You need to include that statement somewhere on the graphic. Now, it doesn't have to be in the little square here with Keller Williams logo from us, but you do need to have this statement somewhere on your graphic, and it has to be readable and visible. So don't do like font, right? It has to be visible and readable. And then the last thing with the logo is you also have to have the equal housing logo visible on every single graphic. So in this logo that I send to you guys here, I send it as one, so you don't have to worry about it. You can just drag and drop, and you have the compliance statement and the equal housing logo. So this is number one. Anytime you make a graphic, you have to have all three of these things included. And like I said, you can reach out to me at Colleen Oshab at kw.com, and I can send you different versions of this compliant logo. You do not have to include the office address or the realtor logo, but I have ones with that if you would like to include it. So then the next thing is, anytime you put your name on a design, your name in length and in height, so height and width, has to be the same size or smaller than the Keller Williams logo. So here it is the same size in length, and obviously it's much shorter in height than the logo. So I'm all compliant here. And obviously the square is a little bit off when I draw it like that. But you always need to make sure your name is shorter. So if you have a really long name, this might be difficult. So you may want to stack. So instead of putting Colleen Oshab written out that way, I'd put Colleen and then Oshab below to make sure I could make it big, because you do want your name to be visible, but also to fit within the logo like that. So the logo that you have to compare to is this one. So it's the Keller Williams and the KW Success above. You do not need to, don't include this statement below or the equal housing, because that's not technically our office logo. So it has to be the same size or smaller than this part of the logo. And anytime you have your group name, which you will notice if you pick to decide to have a group, the group name also has to be smaller too. So for example, a couple of group names, you can't use things like real estate group or property group, right? You can't use those words, but you can use the words like group or partners, things like that. You just can't include real estate or properties, etc. And you can talk to Peggy for the full list of things. So that's really important if you do decide to make a team, right? And then the last thing you'll notice on this design is my personal logo. So now for your personal logo or your team logo, especially if you're deciding to buy one and you are getting it designed outside of the office, I do want to just highlight a few things. So your logo has to be the same size or smaller as our KW logo, no matter what. So if you're going to throw your logo on there, you have to throw our logo onto the design to be compliant. Now this one is a circle, and a circle like this is really complicated because the circle has to be the same size or smaller, but you see how it only covers about half of the KW logo? That's how it has to be. You can't make it any bigger. And I know that's unfortunate, but it's one of the reasons why I do not recommend circular logos like this. It makes it really small. You're part of the design. Your business name is going to be much smaller than our logo. So I don't recommend it because obviously I want you guys to be able to advertise and market yourself much more. So here's another logo example. So you can see in this one, and it's just an example, I just pulled it off Canva. The logo and my name is able to be much bigger. But what you'll see is I do have to include the height of this design because it is a part of my logo. So we would say that's the size of my logo. You'll see I've made it the exact same height and it's slightly smaller in width than the KW logo. So this one is compliant and it lets me have a much larger version of my name on the design, which I would appreciate, obviously, as a business owner. And then the last one is kind of what I would recommend and what I see a lot of agents doing is the rectangular logo. Now, with or without the roof, if you remove the roof, it would be better because the height, again, has to include the tippy top of that roof. So this is the size of my logo here, and you'll see here it's just about the same size and width as the other logo, but my name can be really, really large, right? So that is a great option because I want people to be able to read your logo and see the design. Now, if I didn't have the roof, it would be even different, right? I could probably have it a little bit bigger even. Sorry, it's not letting me select. Here we go. So if I didn't have the roof, this would be the size of my logo. So I could actually make the logo quite a lot bigger and still be compliant. So those are just options. So those are things I want you to think about. The other thing is as you get logos designed, and this is a whole other class, maybe if you're planning to do more commercial work or things like that, you wouldn't use scripted font like I have here that's more cursive, right? Because that looks very residential, casual, more feminine. So you have to kind of think about as you design your logo whether this works for your business as it is. So that is compliance for graphics. Super easy. Literally, like I can pop in Canva and just have this set up already. If you want to have a joint logo already that's transparent that you can just slap on anything and it'll be correctly sized, just reach out to me. But super important and frankly super easy to do is to keep yourself compliant that way. Now, the last way is if, say, you post something like your headshot, or in this example from Stephanie, one of our agents, she received an award and essentially wanted to post the graphics that were shared with her. Now, because it's coming from an outside business, this is one of the things that, like, we can't edit this graphic legally without asking for their permission. So she wanted to share these two graphics. So the way she was compliant is that she put Keller Williams Success Realty here in the copy. So anytime you post, so even if it's just your headshot photo or a picture of you at a training, anytime you mention real estate, you mention your business, you mention buying or selling a home, you're advertising in any way, you have to include in the copy, if you don't have the logos, right? Because here we can't add the logos, we can't be compliant that way. The best way to be compliant and cover yourself is to say somewhere in here, I mean, this is pretty obvious, agent, but you preferably put, Stephanie Boswell, Realtor, Keller Williams Success Realty. So you're fully acknowledging that you're a realtor, what brokerage you work with, what team you work with, because we never want to steer someone to something misleading. This is advertising her business, right? So we want to know exactly what this award has to do with. We want to be really open and honest with our clients. So this is a great way to do it. So like I said, if you just post your headshot and you're like so excited for my new headshot for my business, you have to put your name, Realtor, Keller Williams Success Realty, and that will cover you in times where you can't put a logo on top. The same thing if you go Facebook Live at a property. In the copy of the description of your live video, you have to put Keller Williams Success Realty Realtor. We understand that on a Facebook Live, you can't put a logo on and that sort of thing. So this is the best way that you can protect yourself and your business, frankly. So I hope that makes sense. Feel free to reach out at any time. Send me graphics you're planning to post, and I can, literally give you the thumbs up, like, yep, this looks great. Or I can, suggest the little corrections to make before you post it. So that's the best thing you can do. Literally any design for social media or a flyer or a billboard, whatever you're doing, you can always double check the design with me for compliance. So I encourage you guys to do that. And as we head into 2022, I hope we do a lot better on this so we can protect our business, protect each other. So if you ever see someone else, just let them know nicely, or you can let me know and I'll reach out to them, right? Because we want to protect each other and support each other's businesses. And this is one of the easiest ways to do it. So again, if you have any questions, just reach out. I'm always happy to help, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. All right, bye.